Find the ones with the same kind of crazy.
This big a gang? They should have shot for a loftier goal.
That's
You guys aren't well.
okay.
What you need is a cure.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's React. I'm Kenny and this is my beautiful wife, Montana.
And today we're going to be reacting to Season 3, Episode 24 of My Hero Academia, A Season for Encounters.
The penultimate episode. What are your thoughts before we jump into this episode?
I'm really excited to see kind of what regular school looks like now that Deku and Bakugo are like sharing the secret. Just generally seeing them moving forward after that fight, because I feel like it doesn't necessarily have to change everything, but I feel like it could, and I really want it to.
Yeah.
So
we'll see if the relationship changes. And if you are excited for this episode, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below for episodes of My Hero Academia coming every Sunday and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't wait and want to see our reaction to all of these episodes, check out the Patreon linked in the description below where they're all posted in their extended full-length forms. Are we excited for episode 24 of My Hero Academia Season 3?
absolutely.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.
Dunderheads. This video was brought to you by the incredible members of the Let's React Patreon. If you want access to a ton of exclusive perks, check out the link in the description below. Have a good day, Twinkle Toes!
Having a good sense
Who
of who
are
you are is one
you?
of the most important things in life. Look at all those happy people on their way to work. Makes me sick. Nah, they're freaking great. They think they're such good, decent citizens.
Because they're happy.
And what about me? I'm doing the same thing I do every day. You're doing something special. I'm staring out my window and people watching while having
Who's
my
that?
morning cigarette. And then the fun begins.
All right.
What do you... Yeah, who is that talking to him?
Okay.
Who is that generally? Also, I did want to point out a really cool detail. Deku is going to shed a tear and then kick the tear. And I think it's really cool. Like, watch this. Tears coming out, drops, and then he kicks it because he's moving past it.
Gotcha.
It's kind of cool.
Very
Also
cool.
shows off his new kicking style. But
Awesome.
yeah, what do you make of that opening scene? Who could it be? Who knows?
I feel like the secondary voice is very all for one.
Interesting.
2 weeks since All Might fought All for One in Camino Ward, and then retired. It's the only thing anyone's talking about. Media's trying to scare people by stirring up unease.
However, despite All Might's retirement, we haven't seen many big changes in everyday life. We should be looking ahead of all this. This is a time to investigate. How will villains act, and what are our countermeasures?
Okay.
You're different though, Mr. Miyagi. I approve of you. Gross. I
The fact of the
don't.
matter is that All Might simply got too big. He was such an all-encompassing symbol that his existence was an impossibility.
The biggest change for regular folks is the new #1. Endeavor.
Now it's Endeavor.
Not quite
Fuck
the
this
same
guy.
as All Might, so the public is focusing their fear on him, waiting to see how he'll act. Not surprising. He's not the type that everyone loves.
It's not that I don't like Endeavor, I just can't help but compare him to All
No.
Might. And you know, that's kind of a lot for any hero to live up to, right?
Also,
Yeah,
All Might
he's not
sucks.
really a cuddly person. More like an app.
What?
Or no, All Might, not All Might. Sorry. I meant Endeavor. Sorry.
Why don't we settle down there?
yeah.
Okay? We're not an All Might slander household.
Sorry.
Like Endeavor, I just can't help but compare him to All Might. And you know, that's kind of a lot for any hero to live up to, right?
Yeah,
Also,
he's not
Endeavor's the
really a
fucking
cuddly
worst.
person. More like an average guy pretending to play the hero. He is a superhero! Through circumstances beyond his control, he's inherited a role that he's totally unsuited for. Poor bastard. Now he's a symbol of the weakening heroes.
Although Endeavor has resolved a number of large cases, he's got a temper and has gone overboard many times. Also, we've old males between the ages of 20 and 40. They do not like him. He's just no replacement. This is a prime example of why those of us in the media should stop reporting negatively about pro heroes and actively raise excitement for them. Instead of focusing on the problems we're facing, we should see how we can highlight the positives.
The man knows what he's talking about. physical power isn't the only thing that weakens. The heart does as well. Nah, it's all about power. Shut up. Leave me alone. I am here.
Is that his quirk,
Said we
maybe?
saved people's lives. For any regular
We'll
Joe,
see.
that was reassuring. But for people like me, it was nothing short of a curse.
Holy crap! That was too easy! And ain't nobody gonna stop me now!
Villains, only faithful to themselves. This is the future now that he's gone.
Oh, come on. Give me a break for once. Hey, help me! Somebody stop him!
I get it. Crime is tempting for those who don't know what else to do with their quirks. That part will play out as usual.
You're through, villain! Your life of crime ends here!
But this part...
Pirates
is
being
gonna be
villains.
slightly
Sorry, hero.
different. Yo, hurry up!
That's the guy from before?
No,
No.
this was just, he's saying it's going
A different
because not all
blonde
the
guy.
time.
Okay.
But this part is gonna be slightly different.
Okay.
Yo, hurry up!
Look at this idiot! He brought the whole counter!
Too bad for you, hero!
He's not some two-bit robber! We're a team!
Yeah!
You're facing the reservoir dog!
Alright, the villains are teaming up.
Yep.
Not as scary to cross
Not
on a
good.
red light if everyone else is doing it too. Those who are teaming up and getting coordinated are starting.
Wait,
to
sorry,
get
say
some
that again?
traction.
He said, though, like, crossing a red light isn't that hard if everybody else is doing it
The
too.
reservoir dog! Don't
Okay.
you forget the name!
Basically, the crowd
Not
will go with
scary
it.
to cross on a red light if everyone else is doing it too. Those who are teaming up and getting coordinated are starting to get some traction. The thing is, we're looking for people who are a little more... What's up, Kieran? How you been doing lately?
Long time no talk. I trust that you've been all right.
Hard to say. I don't know how to tell if I'm doing good or not.
I see, that is a tough break.
You didn't answer my question. Are you okay? Tell me.
Yeah, sure I am. I've been so busy I'm crying with delight. These past few weeks there's been a monumental surge in the black market. Everyone's looking for suits or support items. Demand couldn't be any better, my friend.
This is the guy who introduced all the people to League of Villains.
Okay.
Well, that's nice to hear. No, it's not. Shut up! Damn it! So, why are you calling me? I'm a busy man, you know. I've got nothing to do.
I couldn't get a hold of Dabi. Any idea where he is? Shigaraki wants everyone to have a quick meetup. I'm sure he'll be contacting you soon.
I know where he is. No, I don't. You can't keep pulling this crap.
Right. Okay then. Caught you at a bad time. Take care of yourself, huh?
Damn it. I'm me. I'm in control.
If you have to say that, probably are not.
Yeah. Any
Okay.
more guesses or thoughts on what this person, who this person is?
I mean, knowing the universe, it seems like he has like an internal like devil on his shoulder, kind of. It doesn't seem like it's encouraging him to do things that are bad for him. Like it seems like they're kind of having aligned goals, but there's a lot of arguing also. It's like, I would say like the little angel and devil, but I feel like that in that situation, there's like one that says you should do this good thing and one that says you should do this bad thing, and you don't want to do the bad thing. But I feel like if you want to do the bad thing, and then there's also a little devil telling you like, here are your options.
I think you're focusing on interesting details.
That's the most nothing burger reply literally ever in the world.
Some stuff was said
Those
on the phone
are
call. Some stuff
statements.
was said on the phone call. I thought you maybe didn't hear, but I guess we could go.
Scattered across different locations.
Or
The League of Villains is currently scattered across different locations to get the police off our backs.
Okay.
Hide our
Yeah, so
trails,
inconspicuous.
and
This
recruit
frickin'
new
lizard.
comrades. The goal is
oh, by the way, this is Magni. Not this person, but Magni is a trans woman.
Okay.
recruit new comrades.
And also had the
goal is to
magnetism
make
power.
the organization even bigger.
What the hell are you? Your face makes me want to puke.
Keep looking at me like that and I'll kill you.
Pity. You're not what we need.
Oh.
Stay down.
Oh.
You make good fuel. Allow my flames to consume you.
This is no good. I need to bind myself together. I'm gonna tear apart. Split in two. Once I'm wrapped up, I'm whole.
Okay. Okay, once I'm wrapped up,
He's whole. You know who this is now?
Story. I used to be one of those guys who...
Do you not recognize this mask?
No, I do, but I don't remember from where.
This is Twice.
That's okay.
That's not a spoiler because that's literally
no,
his
that's
mask.
his mask.
Yeah, no. This is who Twice is.
Okay, so when he's not in that form, he is like a regular human form.
I mean, it's just he just put a mask on.
Oh.
He's a human regardless.
I see. Gotcha.
Yeah, he put a mask on and he has a voice that's talking to him.
Okay. Wow.
And when he puts the mask on, he kind of becomes the other voice, pretty much.
Gotcha. Okay.
Once I'm wrapped up, I'm whole.
Like that.
So the
that
mask
was
and the
voice
persona are intertwined.
Yeah, in a way.
Here's a story. I used to be one of those guys who like to cause trouble. My quirk is called Twice. It's a simple power that turns one thing into two. I can make a clone of myself, and then make clones from that clone. An entire gang of just me. I made my clones do everything. I was a king ruling over them.
Wow.
But the other me's weren't satisfied with that, and they put together a little coup. I was almost killed by myself. The things I make don't disappear until they've taken some serious damage. Before long, all of us were arguing with each other, each one of us thinking we were actually the real me. This absurd self-mutilation continued for 9 days. Can you imagine that? In the end, they killed each other and disappeared. All gone. Ever since then, I haven't been sure that I'm the real me. How could I be after all the madness? And there's no place in the world where crazy people can belong. Heroes only care about saving good citizens. But the League accepted me as I am, problems and all. And I'd like to think I'm okay with who I am too. Now I'm scouting people, trying to find the ones with the same kind of crazy. We're all wackos looking for a place we belong.
Whoa.
A bunch of capable adults got together, and all they stole was a convenience store register?
Look what he did to them.
This big a gang. They should have shot for a loftier goal.
That's
you guys aren't well.
Okay.
What you need is a cure.
We got the money. We should skedaddle before any heroes get here.
Are these all bird people?
Overhaul.
They're all sick. Every last one of them.
But the biggest wackos have stopped searching for a place to belong and created their own. Both the hero's side and our side have started changing in unexpected ways. Still, what's important is knowing who you truly are, what you want to become, what you want to do. Yes, that's very important. So, what should I do?
So one of the bird people referred to that guy as Overhaul.
Overhaul. Okay.
So what do you make of that whole scene? And just, yeah, the whole, everything.
I thought the idea that heroes aren't interested in saving crazy people is a very interesting thing to point out.
They pushed him to the League of Villains. They took him regardless.
And I mean, that's just like so representative of people wanting to be good, being turned away, and then only having the option to do wrong things.
Also, what do you make of his backstory, not knowing whether he's the real one?
Really, really interesting, and it makes sense why he has such a weird relationship with the voice in his head, where he's just like genuinely uncertain about what's happening with it all the time.
It is confirmed personality disorder, by the way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, multiple personalities. He literally has them.
Yeah, obviously.
Or had them, and then trauma.
Yeah.
Hardly any
oh my
pain or
goodness.
weird sensations. In other words, if you sustain this type of injury even just 2 or 3 more times, I don't think you're going to be able to move your arms anymore. I was really careful to hold back when I threw a punch against Kachan yesterday.
But when I'm
Yeah,
not fully
that's
under
good.
control of my emotions, I should be extra careful to not use my arms. Instead,
Ah.
concentrate
That makes
on my
sense.
shoot style.
Shoot style.
Yeah, that's his kicking.
Everyone, stay in line and move promptly into position. I want to see order.
You're the only one who's not in line.
The dilemma of a class rep. I heard a little rumor about Class 1A. 2 people!
Monoma.
You had 2 people fail the licensing exam, you losers!
Monoma from Class B.
He's just as unhinged as usual.
Bet you were the only one in your class to fail. Just like in the final, huh?
Mean.
That wasn't an answer. Actually, every one of us passed. We've pulled ahead of you, big shots.
Oh.
Every single one.
They're the ones who are turning it into a competition. It's no big deal.
According to Teacher Vlad, we'll have classes together this semester. Doesn't that sound like it'll be fun? I'm looking forward to it.
I can't wait to test out my skills.
Oh, hey, isn't she the exchange student?
Touch me and I'll cuddle you till your mama doesn't know ya.
Stop filling your mind with crazy.
Oh my god.
Hey, we're trying to get through back here. Our apologies. Come on, everyone. Save your chit-chat for later. We're clogging up the hallways. I honestly can't believe how uncool you are.
And this was the guy who can, if you reply to him, he take your mind over.
Right, yeah.
I honestly can't believe how uncool you are. Shinso.
Oh, right, the guy who fought Midoriya at the sports festival.
You sure that's the same guy? Looks like he's bulked up a bit since then.
Isn't everyone doing that?
Yeah, but he's not in the hero course.
Hi there!
Oh.
It's the adorable small mammal you all know and love, the principal. You may notice the fur I'm so proud of has deteriorated in quality. I haven't been taking care of it. This is something that can happen to humans too. Even if you eat a balanced diet full of vitamins and minerals, you won't have a mane of luscious locks unless you're getting lots of sleep. That's the secret. Disturbances in the mane of too. Even if you eat a balanced diet full of vitamins and minerals, you won't have a mane of luscious locks unless you're getting lots of sleep. That's the secret. Disturbances in your normal resting patterns are terrible for your hair. So if you want to improve your fur strength,
Why are we talking about this?
Please tell me he's almost
Holding his
done.
tail.
my
Yeah.
own sleep cycle has been upset by the incidents that took place over summer vacation, which I'm sure everyone here knows about already. We lost a pillar of hope, the ramifications of which have appeared faster than I could have ever imagined. And there will likely be even more chaos throughout our world in the near future. In particular, this will be most apparent to those of you studying in the Hero course. You must approach extracurricular activities, like the Hero work studies available to second and third years, with a greater sense of caution and attentiveness than before.
Maybe there's the next level
Hero
after the
works?
internship
Okay.
we already did.
The air always feels heavy when
What?
we talk about
But what about the
gloomy
licenses that they
subjects.
just
But
got?
rest assured, your teachers
They
are
would require, well, I mean, I guess you'll see.
feels heavy when we talk about gloomy subjects. But rest assured, your teachers are working hard to remove this weight from your shoulders. I'd like all of you to learn from their diligence and remember that hard work will help you develop into capable heroes, whether hero course, support, business, or general studies. I don't want any of you to forget that you're the ones who will inherit our society.
Well spoken. Thank you, Principal Nezu.
If you're looking for a successor, there's no place overflowing with more raw talent than UA High School. Think about coming to teach for us. Given your current state, I'd recommend cutting back on the heroing anyway. And trust me, I'm not saying this without a few students in mind. I have no doubt that someone worthy of your power walks the halls of our
Oh, I'd love to know who he had picked
Now
out.
we'll hear from the extracurricular guidance
Yeah,
teacher.
it'd be a good thing
Please
to know,
give
huh?
Mr. Hound
Yeah.
Dog your attention. Yesterday.
He's a hunting dog hero. It's me.
Very nice.
As you just
Literally.
heard, there were students fighting last night. I know you're not used to life in the dorms. But
That's
let's all
literally
be a
what
little
you
more
would do.
respectful moving forward.
That's funny. I forgot about
Dog
that.
even here for?
Human speech when he gets angry?
Yeah, he just
So much weird
became a
stuff in
dog.
UA I don't know about. Midoriya and Bakugo were doing well, but now they're being treated as problem children.
That's it. Back to the classrooms, starting with the third years.
Hey, listen to what I heard. It was a couple of first years who were fighting. 2 boys from class 1A. Isn't that a scoop? Hey, do you know them? They must get excited easily.
Really?
Who is that?
Who is that?
Okay. Starting today, we'll resume our regular classes and training schedule. I know a lot has happened recently. However, you need to switch gears and focus on your school duties. We're lecturing today, but this semester you'll have even harsher training than before.
He can't mean that, right?
Like to share,
He can.
Hashido?
His icy stare is back.
Excuse me, sir. May I ask a question? What were those things the principal was talking about during the opening ceremonies? I've never heard the term hero work studies before.
I know, right? That had me pretty confused, too.
This was
I
you.
also have concerns.
He said there's something the upperclassmen participate in, correct?
I was planning to talk more about those at a later date, but I guess telling you now is more logical. To put it simply, it's work outside of class. Like the internships you did at pro-hero agencies before, only closer to the real thing.
Huh. I never heard about these.
Are they new?
No.
Why do we work so hard at the Sports Fest?
She has a point. If we have work studies, those who weren't scouted at the sports festival still have career paths.
You gotta calm down. You're acting kinda nuts, though.
This doesn't make sense.
You'll be using your connections from
Oh,
the
literally
festival to
you.
secure a work study. It's
It's upsetting when things don't make
This
sense.
isn't part of your
But
normal
they're basically networking through the people they
festival
did
to
their
secure a work
internships.
study.
Cool.
It's basic networking. This isn't part of your normal classwork. It's discretionary for each student. That means those who weren't scouted at the sports festival will have a hard time lining one up, I'm afraid. Originally, individual agencies recruited on their own, but there was lots of competition as people tried to recruit UA students. So this is how things ended up. Good enough, Ochako?
I'm sorry I jumped to conclusions, sir.
Now that you have your provisional licenses, you can assist in real ways for longer periods of time. Until now, there haven't been many first years who've received their licenses. With the increased activity of villains, we're currently exploring the idea that you can participate in work studies as well. We'll explain more about the work study positions and what that program entails at a later date, but for now, we've got other things to worry about. That's all. Sorry to keep you waiting, Mike.
First period is English! In other words, it's jam time! Been an age since I stood on this stage, you miss me? We've got a lot to cover today! Let's
Regular
get rolling with
school
it, get in.
work.
All right.
Excuse me, but what if with this doth Bakugo?
Deku was supposed to do that! Shut up! Hey, can't you even play something right, you idiot?
Sorry.
Man, I'm so beat.
Hey guys, if you put your trash in the halls, I'll take everything down in a second.
So, President Mike's class today.
He was lost as I was.
Were we supposed to know all the grammar he was going over?
Yeah, that, right? I was like, is this even English?
I think I studied the wrong chapters.
I got stuck at the beginning, and then I couldn't figure out anything after that.
About those work studies, I wasn't scouted, so I wonder if I'll get to participate in one.
Maybe we can go to the places we did our internships. I'd be totally down with doing that.
I hope I get to do one.
In just one day, I've been completely left behind. That's what you're thinking, right, house arrest?
Hey, don't call me that. It's mean.
That's what you're thinking, right, house arrest? So
Something
funny.
I can't tell you about. The teachers have forbidden us from giving you any details about our classes. Sorry, but you'll just have to experience the same shock and surprise we went through. Did you catch that, Bakugo? Shut your mouth! I heard you, Four Eyes!
Oh man, what is a work study? I'm clearly being left behind. I know it's just the start of the semester, but these 3 days of house arrest are gonna hit me really hard. There's hero basic training tomorrow. Everyone's gonna be learning new stuff while I'm stuck hanging out in my room. I hate this. I'm falling behind. I can't slow down now.
Oh.
Trash, am I right? What are you doing? You know you can just throw away the food trays with the burnables, don't you?
Yeah.
Who's what?
Am I going insane? What was that?
So you must be that excitable first year, aren't you? I bet that was a freaky surprise for you.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that. Gotta admit, I did pop up here because I thought you'd be shocked, though.
What in the world are you?
Not a bad question there, my friend. I admit, sometimes I even weird myself out. You know, once in a blue moon.
Oh, really?
But don't worry, you're gonna find out who I am soon enough. I'm just glad it looks like you've got a fighting spirit. You see, the truth is that people are talking about you, so I came to see what the fuss was about. Okay.
And he's gone.
If someone popped out of a wall and said, "People are talking about you," I would.
Despite.
He said,
I feel like I've seen him somewhere before.
who knows?
Yeah, in the
Time
wall.
was crawling by. 3 days eventually passed, and I turned in my written
That was
apology.
funny, right?
That was very funny.
My house arrest
But
ended.
what do you think that is? Who do you think that is?
Like a quirk that's like phasing through walls or something, but the person who has that quirk, instead of deciding to like put it to use, just decided to be like a poltergeist and just like fuck around.
We'll
Day
see.
before Kachan's.
So his ended one day.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm sorry for all the trouble I caused.
No sweat, Deku. Thanks for your hard work.
All he did was vacuum. And what's with those steam nostrils?
That's right, Ina! I'm sorry I disappointed you!
Right. Well, I'm glad you learned from your mistakes. Follow the rules from now on.
I'll catch up with everything I fell behind on these past 3 days!
That's the fighting spirit. Do it, man.
Time to take your seats, everyone. Morning. Now that Midoriya is back, we'll go into more detail about what the work studies entail. Go ahead and come in. I'll have people who've experienced them firsthand explain. I suggest you listen carefully as they point out how work studies differ from internships. These 3 are third years at UA. They rank at the very top of our student body. You may know them as the Big Three.
The
Big three.
Including the face of the guy.
face in the wall. Why doesn't he have pupils?
Because he's just animated a little different.
Because
but-
he's such a good student.
And-
he doesn't need pupils.
Yeah.
Heads up! The rad new plan is all you first years fight me at once! Watch this! An ultimate move! Blinder touch eyeball crush!
And that's where we're left for episode 24 of My Hero Academia. What are your first thoughts?
Wow. I'm very excited for school to be back in session.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see from like a plot perspective why they chose to introduce someone who is such a powerful character in such a weird way. Because that's such a choice.
You're absolutely right about that. Like, why show him in this
I'm
whimsical
so
way?
curious.
But thank you for watching. And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below for more episodes of My Hero Academia coming every Sunday and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't wait and want to see these episodes right now, they're all posted to Patreon in their extended full-length forms. We have a lot to discuss, but before we do that, where are we headed?
All right, let's review.
Thank you for watching. For now, we're going to go to questions given to us by our incredible Patreon members. If you want to ask us questions that we answer after any episode of any show we watch, join the link in the description below and start asking. For now, let's go to question 1. Question 1. The Lorax asks, what are your thoughts on the work studies, and what do you think of potentially letting first-year students take part in such activities? Unlike the internships, the work studies would have the students doing real hero work.
Okay, I'm very, very excited about this. So I actually worked at my college's career center in college. So this, like, we would do all kinds of workshops about like figuring out what you wanted to do with your life. And we would always do reading, talking, watching, doing, which is the idea that like you want to figure out you're not interested in something with the least amount of effort possible. So if you can figure out you don't want to be a doctor by reading about what it's like to be a doctor, that's a way better use of time than getting an internship at a hospital before you even just Google it. Watching is like shadowing, and then doing is interning, obviously. So I'm excited to see them getting to like the final steps of them testing their wings and like deciding what direction they're going to go hero-wise.
Yeah, and just getting to use their powers to solve crime. Like
in the real world.
Like in this situation, Deku and all them would have been allowed to fight Stain.
Yeah.
So,
which is awesome.
It's interesting. Let's go to our second question. Question 2. Tobias Yeager asks, we've finally been introduced to the Big Three. I'm curious to see what Montana's first impression of the 3 seniors and her speculation on what each one's quirk could possibly be.
Okay, did we ever interact with the other 2?
The one, she was like, oh, did you hear about this big guy? Like, da-da-da. Like the first years, there was some causing trouble. And he was like, we only saw his bottom jaw.
Okay.
We basically saw her from behind just talking excitedly.
Gotcha.
We haven't seen much else.
Okay. So the only one I could really form an impression of is the one that we saw in the floor and walls.
Yeah. I mean, you could look at
They
their,
seem
like,
cool.
designs. More just the implication of bringing them in to talk about work studies and help these kids.
I mean, it's always super beneficial to talk to someone who's like a few years ahead of where you are on the path that you think you want to continue, to see if that's actually what you want to do, especially as this like cultural shift is happening for heroes, because they're going to be the first ones to really like experience those changes. And then I wish I could be a fly on the wall in the like writer's studio when they were like, how are we gonna introduce this guy? We're gonna have Deku doing chores, and we're gonna have him just be real freaky.
Show up.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm very, very curious because there are so many different reasons they could do that.
Yeah, I think you're going to really enjoy them all for different reasons. I'm excited for you to see them. But let's go to our final question. Final question. Colby Jack Cheese asks, what are your thoughts on Twice's background with what seems to be dissociative identity disorder and how it influenced him to join the League of Villains?
That's so fascinating. I think the idea of the one that is still the final one, or like the main one, I guess, still not knowing if they're actually the main one, is such an incredible way to demonstrate the like uncertainty of mental illness,
of like what's real and what's not. Yeah,
exactly. Because I mean, I've definitely seen shows where they've like played with the idea of a character with multiple personalities, and in those situations there's always still like the main original person and then the offshoots, and they portray it very much like that. So to have the main one think that it's maybe an offshoot is really, really just real, you know? And then the idea of joining the villains rather than the heroes because of the combination of the like lack of support from the heroes, and then joining the villains just because there was more support. And then I think the idea that he ended up being a villain just because that was like the group that was accepting towards him is a much more accurate way to portray how people end up in situations where they're the villain. That is not always someone setting out to go be a bad guy. That sometimes that's just, if that's the only place you're accepted, how reasonable is it to expect someone to go against that? Yeah, very, very cool.
Yeah, very, very interesting to like cold open with him as a character.
Yeah.
Just very unexpected, but
100%.
Yeah, that is where we're left for this episode. Are we excited for the finale of Season 3, Unrivaled, Episode 25?
Can't wait.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.